All right.
Hello, ladies. Happy
Happy
Sunday.
Sunday. Happy Sunday. Well, welcome, Chef K. I'm so
Yes.
excited. We are here at Cool Old Stuff right on Georgia Avenue for an episode of Talkative. Talkative was created actually by Vance, Head-Roc, Levy, who was doing our tech. He's back here in the background with a customer. But Talkative is a series where we engage dynamic conversationalists like
Yes.
Chef K, who we have here. So, um, I want to welcome you. Welcome, Chef K.
Thank you. It is a pleasure to be here at Cool Old Stuff
Awesome,
with
awesome.
everyone today.
Well, we're super excited to have you. We jumped off with the pop up here back in August, and you're one of the first entrepreneurs to join us
Yes.
with your wonderful holistic products. And you are, I described you as a serial entrepreneur.
Yes.
Would you take that?
I love
Yeah.
to curate and
Uh-huh.
I just love business in
Business.
general. And it's my passion to uplift and to heal the community, myself, and others.
Okay, so uplift and heal the community. So that is kind of the premise for your businesses. Tell us about your businesses. Let's start there. So I know we're gonna go over some products and some of the things you carry, but you're a chef. You're Kim Williams,
Yes.
affectionately known as Chef K. So you're a chef, an author, an entrepreneur, a speaker, and tell us about your businesses, what you do.
So we have one of our businesses is Kusherland Holistic, which is an all natural, handcrafted, organic skincare line, where our core mission is to heal and to give people the opportunity and also access to holistic, healthy products that are made and handcrafted fresh. A lot of products that we have that are mainstream, whether we know it or not, are tainted with a lot of chemicals and fillers and adders that over a prolonged period of time, they have a reaction within our bodies and cause skin issues or cause, diabetes or other health conditions that we
Right.
can prevent if we have the knowledge and we have the access to other products. So, through the company that me and my partner have created, we wanted to bring that light through our podcast and through our products to how you can have other opportunities. Like, you don't have to have deodorant, or you can use natural deodorant,
Right.
or what you eat is ultimately how you feel, how you smell. So if you use different things that are natural, you can it's much better for you. Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm glad you explained that. We're gonna talk a little bit more about that, get real intimate about ingredients and types of foods and things that you use.
Because it's a holistic
It's a
aspect.
whole
It's
yeah.
not just, superficial. People think, oh, I'm just going to put on some makeup and cover up my acne. No, like it's within. So what you put in your body
Yeah.
and what you feed yourself daily on a positive notion is what flows through. So we have to think about that even with our food, with our toothpaste, with our skincare products. So we offer a line of bath, skin, and wellness products, teas that will help you and that are also delicious. So we
Awesome.
teach you a great way to engage in healthy living.
I love that. So, well, I am going to take a little departure. I had a plan, but we're doing this real organic, right?
Yeah.
So, you mentioned some of the things that you create that are for holistic. So, I wanted to share with our audience here and also who that'll be watching
Yes.
later. You have these wonderful bath salts. Can you tell us about these? There is Rose Me Away Moon Soak. We just had a moon event.
Yes, we just had a lunar eclipse
Yes.
and a full moon, so that would be something perfect during the full moon, or just in general if you want to do a detox soak. It's all natural. It has your pink Himalayan salts, which are great to relax and decrease inflammation and swelling, and also within your lymph nodes. So if you don't know whether you eat pink Himalayan salt, which is really good alternative to table salt.
Yeah.
Table salt has no nutritional value whatsoever, whereas pink Himalayan salt has nutritional value that's going to help alkaline your body And so not just can you use it in your bath, you use it in your
Consume
foods.
it, yeah,
So all across
absolutely.
the board, you know. So
Excellent.
this is one of the key ingredients in here, along with essential oil mix that we make in house that is infused. That helps you relax, sleep, and pull those toxins out as well with some
Fantastic.
organic roses. So
Beautiful.
other than that, it's like charged in the full moon, and it
Yes.
is great to use anytime, but especially for a detox or a cleanse.
That's important. So no, that's fantastic. So we have these in shop in
Yes,
two
we
different
do.
sizes. The large size here is $30, and we have you have
The
a smaller
small
size
and
that's
15.
And so the other blend is lavender lemon love bath detox sauce. So we need
Yes.
love, and we need to be
A rose,
yeah,
me
rose,
away.
that's right. And in tune with the lunar, the lunar
Yeah.
things going on in the sky. So I loved hearing you talk about kind of this departure from, these toxic products and introducing things that like help us live holistically. I thinking about the pandemic, right? It seems like there
Yes.
is a turn for the better in a lot of ways. You're seeing in more like contemporary mainstream people talking about alternatives. So I was just curious because you've been doing this for a while, long before the pandemic.
Yes.
The holistic lifestyle and creating these products to help us. So I just had a question about how your business, your mindset, has anything really changed or morphed post pandemic? Any new evolution as an impact of what happened?
Well, for me, no, because
'cause you've been doing
I
it.
have actually lived and grown up in a community of wellness, and I've seen, my grandmother heal herself naturally.
Ah.
So that's where my passion actually comes from, and my knowledge, other than enriching myself and trying to seek more information about how we can live better, whether it's through food or products or just overall mindset, because it really is, you have to change your thinking. If you're used to growing up or you're used to eating or having certain habits, you have to teach yourself, are these habits actually healthy? Is it well? Am I happy?
Right.
Is this benefiting my overall quality of life? So it's something that's a within question. And I realized that at a young age because my grandmother was diagnosed with cancer. And I believe I was probably like 9 years old when that happened. And my grandparents raised me. So my grandmother pretty much told the doctor, she's like, I can't just have 6 months to live because I have kids to raise. So I saw her fight through the battle. And it was nutrition. It was 90% diet, whether it is cholesterol, diabetes, cancer. A lot of people don't know it is derived from our social economic statuses. It is derived from what our habits are, whether
Right.
it is eating habits or using a microwave is hazardous. But we don't read those small labels that they put or the warning in how it affects our food or how it affects our household 10 years down the line or 5 years down the line. And this is what really matters.
Right.
So when I saw my grandmother really ill and on her deathbed, and she healed herself naturally, it wasn't through chemotherapy or
Right.
through all the opioids and medicine, because they told her you got 6 months to live. It's nothing we can do, like the chemotherapy, the radioactive, like whatever 20 medicines, and the medicine was making her more sick than the cancer. And a
Right.
lot of people don't understand that is what breaks your body down to even, it's not building up your immunity. The only thing that can build up your immunity is having natural foods, natural vegetables, a holistic lifestyle.
Right.
So my grandmother had to actually switch our living. Like, she threw away everything. If it was in a can or anything, like, she's like, no. The
She just
microwave, she threw it away. She went all the way to Texas to a holistic doctor to figure out how she can convert and change her lifestyle. So she started juicing, and it was just really amazing because as a child, and you're used to, we already pretty much ate healthy. She would cook 4 or 5 nights a week,
Yeah.
but it was still changes that
That's
can
very-
be
but
made.
that's very
So
unconventional.
everyone
Yeah,
can
that's-
make changes,
yeah.
know? So that opened up my life and my lifestyle, you know, because she would take vitamins, she would do this, but now she took it up a whole nother notch.
Right.
And believe it or not, within 6 months, the doctor called it a miracle. They were like, we can't find any cancer in your body. She had healed herself naturally through herbs, through medicine, through, you know, she stopped using Dove soap, she stopped using the microwave, you know, so many things. Like aluminum foil is carcinogenic. Drying your clothes in the dryer, like so many different things we don't know. It changes the chemical composition, and that also, you putting your food in the microwave, it is mutating the food, but we don't speak about that. So
this is this is informative.
I could go much in depth,
yes,
but
I see your
that what
base.
gave me the passion for holistic health and not using certain shampoos and conditioners. I'm allergic to a lot of things, so I'm very sensitive, and I had to find the products for me, and going through millions of dollars worth of products and realizing that it's nothing for me, and I have to create something that is good, you know, and that is natural, that's not going to cause a breakout or cause inflammation in my skin or things of that nature.
How old were you again when this occurred, when your grandmother was diagnosed?
I was about 9.
Yeah, that's a major event, and that's so unconventional, especially at that time, what she did. That's incredible. So I wanted to talk about those influences. So your grandmother and the change of her lifestyle, that's obviously very influential.
Yes.
What other things compelled you to say, like, hey, the lifestyle thing is one thing in which you were exposed to, but to actually turn this into a business? Like, what in just the whole entrepreneurial spirit that you have, what inspired you to become an entrepreneur? And did you always know you wanted to be a business owner? What is your inspiration?
So I always wanted to inspire and help and uplift people. I feel like from a very young age, and I always wanted to write a book and to be an author, but I didn't know how I would come about doing that. My first book idea that I had was actually informational kind of autobiography, and I never knew how to go about it. So I actually wrote my first book during the pandemic, and it wasn't what I anticipated, but it was a self-care and wellness book to help people uplift and give them tips about positive mindsets. Yes, and we have it here.
We have it here, everyone. It's a fantastic book.
Because self-care is the best care, and I feel like it's one of the things that we abandon as people. You know, we put our jobs, we put everything else, you know, ahead of actually what we should put first, which is who we spend the longest time with is our true selves. But most of us, we're constantly working and worrying that we forget about us. So I wanted to encourage that mindset and that lifestyle through this project that I thought of kind of during the pandemic, you know.
That's awesome.
And I really was like, okay, this wasn't the first book I wanted to write, but I feel like it was meaningful and it was from the heart.
That's awesome. Now you have something else that you're writing, and we welcome another guest here that we have here in our guest audience. You make these fantastic bracelets, and other
handcrafted
pieces of jewelry, handcrafted jewelry, and this brother here bought a lapis lazuli.
Awesome. Yes.
But I'll let you talk about these crystals, but also your publication that you're working on about crystals and gemstones and the properties and things like that. Can you share a little bit about that, and also about some of these beautiful?
So I felt my next project, because I have many ideas, but I know that would help actually people understand would be a book, because people are more intrigued. I've always, since a kid, I would just pick up rocks and crystals and stones, and I had the little kit, and I thought it was just amazing that everything has energy and everything has knowledge and a history, just like, but we aren't always in tune of what the benefits may be. So somehow I was like, okay, I think this will be great since I love crystals and stones to do more research for myself and then to give it back to the people. So with our next project, we will go we'll have about 100 gemstones, some of my favorites, and then some rare and unique stones that people haven't heard of. But it's all to give balance, determination. Crystals and stones date back to AD, to Cleopatra, and was used for protection, for guidance, and for clairvoyance with your true self and oneness. So you can look back to sapphire, being used in the Egyptian times, and I mean, you can date back to, so one of the ones I'll say that we have, which is a moonkite, jasper, which is really nice. And you can see every stone is going to be unique because nothing is like another, and it is all handcrafted. So you'll see different lines or different color formations that come because these are all naturally derived, like out of a mountain or out of a rock. And they mine this is only 2 places. It's in Australia. For the moonkite, and it is a stone for balance and peace and wellness that actually helps with your inner self and healing. It actually lowers your blood pressure, your immune, it fights, so it is your chakra for your grounding and your root chakra, your base chakra. So it's going to work on that foundation that's going to give you life and feed you more energy into whatever you put your focus into. So it only works if you believe. With anything, it's about your beliefs and how you enrich yourself in those beliefs. So I always tell people, do your research. So that's what the book, which is coming soon by the end of next month, will do. We'll give you more knowledge. And then we also have my other favorite, which is Indian moonstone, which is great. You're supposed to put this under your pillow, and it will help you have a restful night's sleep and also bring your dreams to reality. So moonstone is a very powerful stone.
So I want to point out that we thank you for that, Chef Kay, that they are for sale here in the shop.
Yes.
And they're not just beautiful amulets that you wear and put it under your pillow, as she noted, as well. However you want to use them, they're very personal. And I pulled up this amethyst just so those who are not familiar, just to show straight out of the earth.
Yes, and this is actually from the Amazon, and amethyst is a very common stone. It's not as rare as the moonkite, jasper, or some of the other stones that we have. You can find it in different areas, and you will notice the color and also how the cuts in the stones are, depending on if you get it raw or polished or tumbled. It is all different, but I love amethyst. It's one of my favorite crystals.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. And then we also have bloodstone, which is for determination and willpower. And this is a polished heart. We have a lot of different jewelry that we offer, as well as sage and other items for wellness.
The sage is really nice because there are different varieties. Can
Yeah.
you tell us about the varieties? This one appears to be wrapped in rose.
So this is great for, it goes along with your Rose Me Away moon soak bath. So it's great for a full moon or new moon. This is for deep cleansing. It is the blood sage, dragon blood sage. And then you have this sage with, it's a white sage with verbena and sacinta, which is a flower. So it's for wellness and healing. And people use sage for many different reasons. Yeah, and it smells great. But the main thing for you to know that sage is an anti-inflammatory. It cleanses the air. It's an antimicrobial, antiviral. So it actually is great for your respiratory system.
Okay.
So you can use it as a remedy in the morning to cleanse your system. You can use it for protection. You can do your research. I always tell people with anything,
Absolutely.
don't just go off of what I'm telling you or what the TV's telling you. I like to have research.
Yes.
So, and research means more than one reference,
Yes.
point of
That's
reference,
very
because
important.
everything has history, and you don't want to just rely off of one source of someone telling you their part of the history. So, I like to keep people aware. It is indigenous. We have been using crystals, stones, and holistic herbs in healing for the beginning of time. But we
Yeah.
lost touch with our culture.
That's
We
right.
lost touch with the way of life. So I feel like my duty as a person is to give life to people, to give knowledge, to give what I know, and to learn more, to be a servant of that. That's my duty.
I love it.
And I do
I've
that
learned so
through
much
my products.
just from this short
Yeah.
exchange already. And we talked, but it's always good. That's why we wanted to sit down with Talkative and really get your
Get
core
more.
mission and get more. I can talk to
Yeah.
you all day. But
Thank
I
you.
do want to switch gears a little bit, but not really. I want to talk
Okay.
about food.
Yes. I
So
love to cook.
when I met Kia, she said Chef K. Chef K. She's a chef. So that seems to be very important to you and foundational too to what you do. As you talked about, it's not just the topical things we do or even the crystals and the sage, but it's what we consume and what we put in our bodies. So
Yes.
I was really inspired by your just the holistic food part that you do. And I had your food. It's delicious.
Thank
Delicious,
you.
like the best broccoli and kale I've ever had. I don't know how you
Thank you.
keep it so bright green and it's
Yeah.
actually done and it tastes good. But you have a wonderful line of sauces that you have, and I think the big part is when people think about healthy foods. They think it's bland, or it's not good. So
Yes.
let's talk about your philosophy of how you make healthy, delicious
Yes,
foods.
we want to change the perspective. We want to bring light to healthy eating. Or even when you say vegan, like when you say vegan, people are like, we don't want that cardboard. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we want to give food life. The food that you actually think that is so good is dead. It's filled with preservatives and chemicals. And if you really know what a preservative is, it's pretty much embalming fluid. Like a preservative is preserving
like that.
the life. So if you look at it like that and you're putting a preservative into your natural body, what do you think that's doing? So I just want people to look at it at that perspective. If you can light a Dorito on fire and it stays lit, do you think you should be consuming that? I don't think so. So I had a podcast. It was called Blunts Over Bullshit or Blunts Over BS because
Right.
we wanted to bring the blunt topics above the BS.
Yeah.
We have all of this BS out here and people are consuming it and people aren't aware of the blunt facts that these are chemicals that are killing you. These are products that are slowly bioaccumulating within your system and causing more serious issues. Healthy food is great. Herbs are great. Garlic is great. The only reason why you like chicken is because someone put salt and garlic and masked it with herbs. If you would just eat regular chicken, you would not like it
No, you're
because
right.
it
I'm getting
tastes
hungry.
horrible. So, long story short, I want to give people healthy, fun, great food that is delicious. And you can do that if you know about wellness, if you know about what you can incorporate into your meals, because there are thousands and millions of healthy alternatives.
Right.
I'm not talking about plant-based because plant-based is also a chemical. That's also not healthy.
important.
Like people are saying, oh, now they're on this whole craze about, healthy eating, but then they're substituting it for other chemicals
processed
and other
foods.
processed
Yeah.
food. And processed food is the main, killer. Literally, that is what causes cancer. It is a mutation. It's not, our body doesn't process it. Your body is a natural living organism, so it needs natural living fresh foods, fruits
Right.
and vegetables, not tainted, not it really makes me sad that people feel that, food is not good when we have amazing
when you
sauce.
have things, so on your mission, of course, we can let us know how we can patronize your delicious
Yes.
foods.
Well, follow at Shalifa's Kitchen on YouTube. No, Instagram,
okay.
Facebook. I'm not on YouTube yet,
Yeah.
but it's on my
You
list.
just called it
Okay.
into
Yep, just
manifestation.
called it
There you
up.
go.
But handcrafted sauces. I'm a sauce girl. Sauce adds flavor to everything. You can marinate vegetables. You can saute them. We have this amazing chili oil. So you say you love the broccoli or you love the kale. You get this chili oil and you saute anything up in it, or you can marinate it. And when I say it's going to bring robust flavor, and oh my gosh, and you don't just have to use it on vegetables, you can also use it on other things, like if you like fish or meats. But what I mainly use it on is salads. I use it as dressings, marinades, and for that broccoli
Yes.
that's on the menu at Shalifa's. So definitely try out our chili garlic broccoli. Sweet herb sauce is amazing. It's another great sauce. My favorite sauce though is the toasted mustard.
Okay.
I'm a mustard girl, and I love to toast and roast things. So this mustard is a duality. It's very complex and flavorful. It's great on sandwiches. You can even do a baked salmon, which is really good, and you put this on there, or fried salmon is really good. So we have a whole line of organic, all natural, vegan sauces that will upgrade and elevate your culinary experience or your kitchen.
Yeah.
So I mean, check us out, support small business,
Yes,
and
yes.
you will never turn back
So
to that regular mustard.
That's right. So this allows us to be able to. So say, you're not really a cook, or you can't call up Chef K every day and get a meal. You can get some sauce and experiment in the kitchen. Do you have you mentioned garlic? Are there other kind of recommendations of top superfood? Superfoods are so such a fad word, but
many
with great foods. Yeah, what ingredients are good?
Quinoa. You have, oh my God, you can add cilantro to any meal, and it's gonna take and elevate. But it's gonna lower your blood cholesterol. It's gonna help your skin. Carrots are a great addition to any meal as well, especially if they're organic. You can eat them raw. You can roast them. You can do honey mustard carrots, and all you do is put the
Sounds
mustard,
good,
you put some honey, and you literally roast them in the oven on 350 for about 30 minutes. The best thing you've ever had, and you can just eat it like that, or you can add it on top of a salad. I have so many alternatives. So my next thing is a cookbook, but I just haven't formulated it together, healthy eating alternatives that are all natural. But really adding herbs to any meal is what's going to spice up. Doing vegan noodles or vegan pasta, which they have a lot of now, made out of chickpeas or the garbanzo beans.
Yes.
Beans are really great, especially this season. Beans in soup is fall. So it's so many things that you can create that are great and healthy. And then once you make something, then you'll have it, for leftovers or for the next day, but to reincorporate it into another dish. So that's one thing I like about fresh foods is if you purchase one thing, let's say during the week, you get kale, right? You can break that kale down. You spend $5 on kale. You can make that kale into 4 different meals, vegan meals, and it's not going to be the same. You can do kale salad one day. One day you can do braised kale over the carrots. The next day you can do carrot chips and have the carrot chips and the kale chips as an appetizer, and then scoop it with hummus. So I'm giving you many different variations where you can use. You can do kale wraps. And you just don't break the kale down. Use the big pieces of kale, right? You do some quinoa. You take some cilantro. Do all your herbs, and then you make a fresh sauce. So you can even use our chili oil here, all right? And then you roast you some cauliflower. And I really like this season, any of the root vegetables. You have leeks, and then you roll all of that together, and then you drizzle some sauce and have a little side of rice. Bow. I mean, that is now, okay, you would pay if you go to Hell's Kitchen or Gordon Biersch, you're going to pay $100 for what I just told you
Right,
now.
right.
That same meal that you
Yeah.
can hook up at your house for $5 and have for the whole week. So people are like, oh, eating healthy is expensive. No, it's your mindset. It's
Yeah.
really your perception, and you have to learn how to break it down. You know,
also
you have to
figure out
learn how to explore.
what is expensive.
Exactly, because
Being sick
eating
is
out
expensive.
$30 and $40 a day is expensive,
yeah.
and then also having to pay $1,000 medicine bill because you've been eating 10 years at McDonald's. Just think about the 33-year-old woman who passed several years ago from drinking Coca-Cola. Her family tried to sue, and they said it's a public health choice. You had a choice, and you decided to drink Coca-Cola 2-3 times a day, and it caused cirrhosis of the liver. At 33 years old, you know, and if you could cook your car battery acid, why are you consuming Coca-Cola? Like people with all this YouTube, seriously, with all this knowledge out here, people can just type in what they need to know and find out if something is harmful.
Yeah.
I mean, once I found out that it is metals in our cereal, I stopped eating it. They just had to tell me 2 times. I said, what? And I tried it myself. Oh, I can't eat any more cereal. I love cereal, but I won't do it because I know that's not good for
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge
Knowledge is power. So when's the cookbook coming? Because that whole explanation, I got ideas for lunch this week and dinner and
hopefully.
all of that.
That's my job.
Yeah,
is
you
just
are
to
gifted
inspire.
in putting things together.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
For sure. So maybe we'll do a cooking session here and do samples once the cookbook is dropped, you know, to give people something. But it's been on my list, so I just have to pull it together.
So that's the other piece about the growth of your business. Like, what is your goal? Where do you see your business going? What is the infinite possibilities for you?
First is to stabilize and to learn how to really grow the products and the things that I offer. Once I master that, then I can grow further, or I can master and go beyond. But at this time, I'm just trying to learn business in general because I love creating and I have many ideas ever since I was a child. But it's just about learning and growing really into myself. So that's my main goal now.
Awesome. Well, we talked a lot about your products, a lot about some of the things you've been doing, and your core mission and goal is to make sure we're all healthy and well, which is amazing. Tell us about your other services, catering. Like, what other services do you provide? You just mentioned like cooking classes and demonstrations, things like that. So, what else do you offer for your business? I know you have a background too of doing events too. So
I have a history about 18, 20 years in hospitality and events. That's actually how I put myself through college.
That's amazing.
And I just love serving people. So I kind of took my passion. And my other grandmother, she actually went to Howard and she ran a catering business. So I grew up alongside her with helping her organize and manage her business.
Wow.
So it kind of just took me into a place when I was down and out. I said, I could cater, like I could do this. So I do events on the side. I do the sauces. You can find us at Shalifa's Kitchen online. We offer cooking classes. We do group sessions. We also do kid classes and one-on-one. Like about 2 weeks ago, I had a family and I did a one-on-one cooking course. So you can do repeat classes or one time. You can learn how you can cook healthy, and we give a list. So we have many options and opportunities for people. But overall, we offer corporate catering, private events, birthdays, baby showers, weddings, things of those nature. That's what I have experience in the most. But I'm always open to new opportunities and to networking with people and offering them. I've spoken at the law firm or at other businesses about health and wellness. So that is one thing that is also on the plate.
Awesome. So you can be booked for speaking, you can be booked to do demonstrations, you can book to cater, events, all of that. So I'm going to share with you all as well before our audience here to Shalifa's Kitchen. I want to spell it Shaleafa. S. Shalifa's Kitchen. You can find that on Facebook, on Instagram. And if you want to reach out to Chef K, you can email at shalifaskitchen@gmail.com.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so I'm going to give this to y'all.
And thanks,
So you
everyone.
have it here. And do y'all have any questions? I think I've asked a lot and learned a lot. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and your talents and your expertise about these things. We all need to know how we can take care of ourselves and be as well as possible.
Yes, that is me and my partner's core mission with all of our businesses is overall education, elevation, and enlightenment through wellness and holistic opportunities. Whether it is the knowledge or the products that we author, it is all on a holistic basis around the board.
That's fantastic. Do y'all have any questions for Chef K at all?
You said the toasted mustard you gave us is great. I made like a shallot dressing.
Oh,
with it,
yes.
and it's like very versatile.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, no,
I'm
that's
glad
good.
you
Shallots,
loved
that
it.
sounds good. Fantastic.
Oh, I'm thinking of questions right now.
Oh, no
it's
worries.
okay.
Take
Well,
your
we're
time.
We're just
Yeah.
having a good time too. And also, if y'all didn't get any tea, there's some tea behind us.
Yes, we have some nice tea.
Yes.
So I always
But
just,
is there anything else you want to share?
well, no, I would appreciate if everyone would share the news and stop by the cool old spot to check out several of our products or to follow us on Instagram and Facebook.
Excellent.
Thank you.
So you heard it here again.
Here.
Kia Williams, Chef K. You all
Yes.
support her. You now know where to find her on Instagram, on Facebook, online. You
Online.
can find her. And we are located here at 2616 Georgia Avenue at Mommy's TLC, Cool Old Stuff Vintage and Culture Shop. And you can come and shop her fantastic crystals and jewelry and other things that we have shown today. And hopefully we can get some of these sauces in here too, so people can take them home and prepare their own healthy dishes as well.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, so
We'll
thank
definitely,
you.
we can get the sauces in here, or you can go online at shalifaskitchen.com on the website to reserve catering or find out more information about our lovely dishes.
Excellent. And come see us live here. We're here Thursdays, Fridays from 4 to 8, and Saturdays and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This has
It was
been
a pleasure.
Fantastic.
Thank you.